There are many different modes of transport on the island of Sodor other than the railway. These include travelling on the road in cars and lorries, travelling by water on boats, and travelling in the air by aeroplane or helicopter. Recently, a brand new plane called the Boeing 747 had been created, and it was absolutely massive. The engines were very impressed, but much preferred their rails to take them places. One day, the Fat Controller had exciting news. "There are a group of scientists researching ways to make rail travel quicker," he said. "So I volunteered our railway to take part in an experiment to power a train by a jet engine." The engines were all puzzled. "How does a jet engine work?" asked Percy. "A jet engine goes forward by pushing hot air out of its back," replied the Fat Controller. "Just like when you blow up a balloon and let it go," added Thomas. "It's very fast." Gordon snorted. "Well, that may be so, but I'm still the fastest engine on Sodor." "So," asked the Fat Controller, "do I have any volunteers to be hooked up to a jet engine in a test run?" The engines all looked horrified. The Fat Controller laughed. "Not at full speed. They will power it by remote, and will go only a mile or two before stopping." Thomas thought it sounded fun. "I'll do it, sir," he said. "Excellent," replied the Fat Controller. When the day came, Thomas excitedly made his way to the site. As he raced down the line, he wished he could go as fast as Gordon, just once, and without being stuck behind Gordon's train. He arrived at the junction station, and the scientists were all waiting. "Right then," they said, "we'll hook you up and send you down the line. Are you ready?" "Oh, yes, I am," said Thomas eagerly. So he was coupled in front of the jet engine. It was shiny and modern, and had been put on wheels for the experiment. One of the scientists hopped into Thomas's cab with a remote control. They took their time getting everything ready, and Thomas was getting impatient. "Come on," he said, "are we ready?" "Not yet," said his driver. "We have to wait until Gordon passes by." "Oh, look, here he comes now." Gordon rolled through the station, scoffing as he saw Thomas. He thought it was quite ridiculous. At last, the experiment was ready. The jet engine was turned on, and the countdown began. Thomas became more and more excited. 3, 2, 1, go! The scientist in Thomas's cab pulled the lever, and the jet engine began to push Thomas down the line, first slowly, then faster and faster. Then there was trouble. "Hang on," said the scientist. "I can't reduce the speed. There must be something wrong with the controls. I think we've lost the signal. Help!" And Thomas kept rocketing down the line, faster and faster. "Whoa!" he cried. The driver tried applying the brakes, but Thomas couldn't stop. He was both terrified and excited at the same time. The signalman was alerted, and he called ahead. "Clear the line! It's a runaway train!" he yelled. Thomas flew by James, shot past Henry, and raced by Percy. They were amazed! Bertie the bus was waiting at a crossing, and could see Thomas racing down the line. "Hey Thomas, want to race?" But Thomas whooshed past before he could finish. Never mind. Thomas was going so fast that he caught up to Gordon. "Hi Gordon! Bye Gordon!" Gordon could not believe what he had seen. Before Thomas could even think of anything else, he rocketed off the tracks. The jet engine decoupled and exploded into a fireball, while Thomas only got a few scrapes. Needless to say, he was relieved. Luckily, there were no serious injuries, and the breakdown train was soon brought to put him back on the rails. The Fat Controller was on board. "This," he said, "was a catastrophe." "I think I found the problem," said the scientist. "The batteries were dead. We should have checked." "You think?" grunted Thomas sarcastically. "Nevertheless, added the Fat Controller. Having jet-propelled trains on this railway is not something I approve of. Thomas couldn't agree more. When he was repaired, he puffed into the big station where Gordon was waiting with his express. Hello, Gordon, he said cheekily. Sorry for overtaking you. Gordon looked embarrassed. Overtake me? I didn't notice. You didn't notice the fastest engine on the island? Laughed Henry. I was definitely the fastest on that day, said Thomas. But I don't think I'll be trying to attain high speeds like that again. Gordon snorted. And jet engines don't run railways. That's what we engines are for. That thing could have sent you flying through a station wall. And he went off in a huff, while the other engines laughed.